Dr. Bob McCauley, and I want to talk to you today about one of the most important things in our diet, salt. The question is, what kind of salt? Now, salt is one of our electrolytes. Our electrolytes are by far our most important minerals in the body because they create our conductivity. You got magnesium for the heart. Every time it beats, that's being burned up, so you constantly need to replace that in the body. All minerals are essential, meaning you got to take them in from the outside. Our bodies can't produce them. Potassium for the brain. Okay, and then there's sodium. Now, sodium, that's the most important one. Why is salt the most important mineral for the body? It's really sodium, technically, right? Sodium. Why? Because that's our conductivity. I tell you, if you didn't have salt in your body, if you didn't have sodium, you would die instantly. That's your muscles moving. That's everything going on. It's all sodium. That's our electricity. The question is, what kind of salt do you want to use? Now, before I answer that, what kind of salt do we want to use? Let's go into which ones we don't want to use. And what you don't want to use is table salt, commercial salt, what we call, table salt. So it's the kind of, see the Mortons and those guys, even if it says sea salt, if it's white and it easily pours and it's really easy to come out of the thing, it doesn't cake up in humid weather, that has been highly processed. And it's got a lot of anti-caking agents in it, and it's really bad for you. So my opinion is leave that out completely. So that's the kind of stuff to avoid, even if it's sea salt. There's a lot of brands out there that call themselves that, but you got to know the right kind of salt. That's what we're going to talk about next. A friend of mine just had a 7 times heart bypass. 7 times. And he gets out of the hospital. First thing the doctor says is, don't eat salt. He's like, why can't I eat salt? This is the conductivity of your body. The problem is, it causes high blood pressure. It thins your blood, this kind of nonsense. Yeah, you're using the wrong kind of salt. So what's the right kind of salt? Here we go. The best kind of salt for me that I use every single day is what's called Celtic sea salt. There's the bag right there. You can get Himalayan salt. Sometimes it's processed. There's salt comes out of Utah. Sometimes that's processed. And I don't like that. And I don't like the flavors as much. This stuff has an incredible flavor. I love it. And what they do is they take it right out of the ocean. You can see they rake it up into beds. Okay, you can see it right on the package. And then they just wash it. They dry it. And then they package it, and that's it. There's no heat, there's no nothing else in there, there's no disinfection because it's not needed. It's salt, it's self-disinfecting. And the flavor, like I said, is amazing. Another thing I love, when you get the Celtic sea salt, no other salt has this, is you get all the minerals out of the sea that come with it. So those are trace minerals used throughout the body, all sorts of metabolic, physiological processes. And again, the taste is wonderful, and you're getting all these extra minerals. Celtic sea salt, it's the only one I use.